Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Tank Kramer. And of course, we got Ansel from Bigger Ford Entertainment here.
What's up?
How you guys feeling, man?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
We got Brand Man in too.
There you go.
What up, Brian, man?
Not too much. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I literally I have to be out of this house in like 10 hours for my flight to go to Dallas. So it's just how it goes. But no, I couldn't do anything until we talked about Severance, because I'll tell you, I was watching the episode and I was texting the message to everybody, what the hell? And then I looked at my phone and Ansel had already texted me like, what the fuck? Did you see this episode? This is nuts. It's crazy. I think it's the craziest episode yet.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Took a while to respond. The messages because I watched in the morning. As soon as I mentioned, I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I didn't hear no response, and I was like, "Oh, well, maybe you didn't watch it yet." And then I responded. Yeah, this was crazy.
I watched it and then went to the gym because I didn't know what the hell to say. Like, it was nuts. And I was like, "What is going on?" The ending?
Yeah, it was the ending. Because I'm like, I was like, what's going on here? Like, what is this? Like, what? Wait, what's going on? And then it just was like, oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, we got to wait next week to get the resolution to see what happened. Like, oh, man.
Yeah. I was telling Anzo, I was like, same thing. After it ended, I'm like, no, you got to give us a double episode. After an ending like that,
Nice.
like, you got to give us a double episode. So, yeah, it was, damn. This was one of the wildest like episodes of the whole show, you know. And I'm saying, like, we're not even halfway through the season.
Episode 4.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through the season, and we're getting like wild things like this happening. So, and from the trailer, I remember seeing that them in their black like winter gear, with the hats and stuff.
They show that in the Russian trailer. Hat and stuff.
Yeah, I thought, because they're all together and it looks like they're outside, I assumed that was going to be maybe towards the end of the season or something like that,
And it just popped up right away. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Really, guys? Is this what we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, wait a minute. Didn't we end last episode with him being like, And then, like, this episode started, I'm like, did I miss something?
Me
what
too.
Are you doing here?
But we also don't know how long in between this happened. We don't know how long,
Yeah, that's true.
Has he been severed for a while? Has this happened for a while? We have no idea.
And like I was telling Tank, maybe it takes a while to catch on. You know what I mean? It's not just right away where it's like, oh, boom, he's reintegrated. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's why. So.
Well, now that you're saying that, I'm thinking too, is like, how long has it been? And I wonder if they know they're trying to reintegrate Mark, so they're like, well, let's get out of the building. Like, they have to like do something, like, I don't know, maybe it all like next episode we see it all ties in a little bit more together.
I don't think they know what's going on. I think this has everything to do with just trying to get them together, trying to get them back together, trying to understand, get them back to mining. Because as of right now, they're going to work and they're not doing anything.
Yeah, they're not doing shit.
Milchek is just trying to do whatever it takes to get this stuff, going again.
Yeah.
All right, we got JG in the building.
What's up?
We don't need JG. Bye, JG.
Salute Titans and Anzo.
Nice.
Wow.
Dr. Deb's in the building. Good evening, gang. We got Nikisha here.
What's up?
I'm still in shock, dude.
What's up?
I've been in shock. I watched it 3 times. I'm still in shock. Say understandable, yeah. Dr. Deb, I didn't take any notes this week, but I feel more confident that I can just agree with you all night. Whatever she puts in out there, that's what Nikisha's going to say the same thing. So if I remember correctly, PD has been reintegrated for 2 weeks before he died. I could be wrong though. I think it was 2 weeks before he started to have the problems, but he wasn't taking care of himself the same way. And so I have some thoughts on this one, and I'm dying to see what you think. Yeah. We got Catalyst in the building. Hey, everybody.
What's up?
How you doing?
What's going on?
Man. So I'm just get off the bat. Let's go right off the bat. This episode with Irving, beginning with Irving and ending with Irving, was perfect.
Yeah, this was his episode.
Yeah, very much so. John Turturro was just like acting circles around everyone on this episode in particular.
So
Yeah, that was my favorite thing about it, that it was Irving centric.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I agree.
very well shot too.
Beautiful.
Anyone pick up on like the shot of the icicles and how they kind of look like hands?
Yes.
Was that
And
me?
it's like creepy hands. This whole episode was so creepy. Like
Very,
I mean,
very,
their
very
twins, their
unsettling.
twins were really creepy as hell. Like,
yeah.
What were they?
Where were they?
What were they? That's
Yeah.
2 weeks is the traditional notice of leaving a job. I doubt that's a coincidence. I love this show.
Ooh,
Good job, give 2 week notice. Yeah, I
that
got you.
is interesting.
We got G's in the building. What's up, Miss Show?
Jeez, what's going on there?
Jeez.
Service is like a college course for me right now. Too many notes. I feel you. Oh my goodness, it's so funny.
Mhm.
So yes, Irving all alone and on thin ice. I want to get into that.
Yeah,
actually,
that's
right
a
now.
good. Yeah.
So that's where we started. We started with Irving sitting there on thin ice,
And the close-up shot like that too, like.
So you see that he just did it. So my first question is, what? How?
Yeah.
How did they get to do this right now? Like, how did they get them there? And then how did they come to get their innies there at that point? Obviously, they got the walkie-talkies trying to figure it out, but why put them out on the lake?
Mhm.
And then did you guys catch that? It seems like everybody else started on the lake except Helena, whatever you want to call her. She's the only one that said, "Hey, I was on this cliff. That's what happened to me on this cliff."
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to go out in the middle of the lake because he knew it was dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Mark was there, Irving was there, everyone else was on that lake. Started off there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a red flag right off the bat because she told us. He let us know.
Mm-hmm.
And
But I think we were all right about Helena. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you know, once Prime Man gave that information, it was like,
exactly.
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That was all brand man.
thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That line, what you said was cruel. Helly was never cruel.
oh my god,
Like-
that was
And then just the look on her face, just how her whole demeanor and air about her just completely changed.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh, she
Loved
knew.
that. Mhm.
Mhm.
It's just like the last 5 minutes were just absolutely incredible.
Mhm.
Just from an
Yeah.
acting standpoint and tension, that was
Yeah.
that was incredible.
and all the lies and stuff. That was crazy too.
Mhm.
Dr. Deb says I have an odd thought about that because logistics just don't add up. Where the hell are they? First off, and then how the hell did they get there? I mean, we know it looks like the same place for the painting, right?
Mhm.
You know, when Kier's standing on a cliff, it looks like the Great Lakes and all that stuff. It looks exactly like that.
Interesting.
You know, but how the hell did they get them there? And then this the thing that really messed me up. There are no footprints.
Oh yeah. Shit. Damn.
That's what fucked me. I was like, so who walked them out there
Covered
and then
with
let it
tracks.
happen? Unless, but even if they can't walk themselves, right?
Right. And they didn't walk there as their Audis, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's a huge question. Like, how did they get there? You know, did they put them to sleep in the elevator and then they wake up there? It's weird. That's what I was like, what's going on here?
Mhm.
Unless this is all a simulation.
Mm.
Yeah,
I-
I would have thought that,
Yeah.
but the area was too wide. You know what I mean? There was too much.
But they can do that with all that money. As Catalyst said,
That's
I really don't think they're outside. It just seems off.
Interesting.
How do you have the TV plugged in there?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
No.
it would explain their twins, quote quote unquote, too. It would explain that as well. So
they're in control if it's just a simulation, something they can put up together.
that makes sense.
We got KJM in the building. Tallest waterfall seems off too. Where are they? The tallest waterfall in the world. Like
I laughed at that.
It was like 15 feet high.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That gave me a good laugh too.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah. But it's like because they don't know. Like they don't know. So you can tell them these lies.
Anything.
And they're like, oh, and then it's supposed to be like shock and awe, like, oh my God, like I can't believe we're here. Meanwhile, it's just like it's like showing a kid something for the first time, and they're just like, oh, it's like, I mean, that's basically what it was, But,
Yes, I agree. It did feel strange.
Yeah,
exactly, Kellis. I think that they're showing us exterior scene at last episode. The goat pasture was the hint of it also being on the 7th floor.
Oh,
could be.
And they all could be one of those tempers. All of them mean a different temper. So like this, obviously this one was woe, right? Because we saw Irving seeing woe. The dead lady looking daddy lady. Like it was his woe overall. We're gonna find out something about his Audi's life. And that's also the same reason why he couldn't let go of Helena. And the Night Gardener. He couldn't because he's just trained for that stuff. Yeah. He knows better.
Mm-hmm. He's also older than everyone else in the group.
But he's a military man. We know those things about him. Right?
Yep.
Ellis says no core on the TV. That TV wasn't there a minute before. How did they get it there? Exactly. It almost felt like Star Trek, that they're loading things up. Yeah.
That is interesting. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it makes more sense now. You keep talking about stuff like that,
So by the time they showed Mark having signs of reintegration, while he's seeing Gemma in Heli, I had forgotten about the integration. Yeah, I was so engrossed with this story. Yeah, that was crazy too. But it wasn't Heli. We all know that now. The proven brand man, true. He was the first one who picked it up. I didn't even see it.
And I'm glad they didn't play that out too either, right? We got episode 4 and we already know. So not like something they drug out for the whole season. So
I think this was like the exact right point for the big reveal.
Me too.
Yeah.
It would have been better about this thing, right? Because they're not dragging their feet. Like they have stories to tell.
Yeah. But also like I feel like that is for the best, because now we can see how Heli would actually tell everyone what she saw. You know what I mean?
So what Audi would put themselves in danger like this? Yeah, and liability for Lumen. I don't even believe they were there overnight. Just a regular work day, and Audis are none the wiser. I agree with that too. The timing just didn't seem right.
That is, yeah.
It's weird that they stayed overnight, essentially. Like the Audis had to agree with it, right? Yeah, there's no way they did that. Exactly. Where did that TV come from? It does feel stimulationist. The tallest waterfall in the world, right?
Yeah.
I agree. This could be a testing floor.
Ooh, where they do like natural, like weather kind of stuff, and made more like cold or heat or something. What if we get like one where it's super hot, where like next thing you know is like they do another one of these, but it's like like the desert or something. That'd be interesting.
But it's perfect because this is like the painting. So it was trying to draw the Kier Eagan album. They're like, hey, we're just like him. We're seeing him just like he sees it. So we now see our founder like us, and we hold him in this regard. Definitely could be. So, she's a fucking mole. I don't know how Milchick's gonna get out of that next episode.
Yeah.
They're there for another night. Also, next episode should be wild.
Yeah,
I think they bring him right back. I think Milchick's in trouble because he probably was the one who asked them to do this. He's like, could you please, or can we try to do something different? I'm trying to get them back on track. Let's try to do this. He probably risked himself to do this stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
I can see that.
So maybe it's like the Matrix. They hooked up to a computer. Whatever happens in the simulation seems to happen to their real body. If Helly thought that she was being drowned, she died of drowning.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the Matrix. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too. If they're working on a robot, working on trying to live forever, they obviously have simulations that can do this, and then you use a picture because this is something they already know about. They know everything around there, so they can recreate it easier.
Yeah, like the picture is the world, so that's why it could be the world's largest waterfall because the world is only this little area. Yeah, that is interesting. I like
you guys are cooking. So I know this is tropish, but what if Helena is pregnant? I 100% think she is pregnant. 100%.
But what if it's a simulation? Then she wouldn't, right? So I don't know. They kind of But if it's another floor, you know, where it actually physically
they're actually there, but still like a hologram, whatever.
Yeah,
you know, it still would be like that, and she still could be pregnant, and Mark would have some crazy just octagon because it wouldn't be a triangle anymore. It'll be five sides. You know, that would be nuts. And then to do that with your Audi's wife still out there, bro.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
Yeah.
Or did y'all check out Lexington Letter? I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get a chance.
I didn't get a chance. No.
All right, I'll hold off then. Definitely possible G's, either that or exterior appearing, seen somewhere inside Lumen. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted that too. Nikisha, Seth, and Miss Huang also didn't have tents. And then he just came out of nowhere. Milchek just came out of nowhere when he was like, "Hey, Mr. Milchek, hey, get over here." He just came running. Like it was just out of the office. He just came in the office door and ran there.
Yeah. I think I might have seen a tent, a white tent, in the morning. But he didn't come out of the tent though.
No, he just came running out of the
he just came running out of like around a tree or some shit. But like I could be wrong. I only seen it one time, but I thought once we get there, we'll see if we see it. But I thought I might have seen a tent, like a white one though, not a which makes sense because him and Miss Wong were both wearing all white, you know. But it would have been like later in the episode, like way later, like well after Irv and Helly are missing.
There's a bro. The kid freaks me out. So creepy. She's
gonna have a big reveal. I think, man. She's gonna have like that might be one of the big reveals at the end of the season.
Well, this is called Ortbo, right? ORTBO, which is like if you rearrange the letters, a robot, right? I'm not. I can't be the only one that saw that. It's robot, right? The scene with Mark and Helena was just so wrong. She completely violated him, in my opinion. Yeah,
I agree.
Honest opinion. Yeah. They're trying to have audios of the Lexington Letter, her on YouTube. If yours if you rather hear than read, not trying to pressure you to read it, but make sure you know if the option. Yeah, if you have the option of listening to it, definitely do it.
I didn't know that. I do want to read it though. I do want to check it out. Just didn't get a chance to yet.
You said audiobooks because I've been reading the hell out of these other books. I'm like, man, I need to get the audiobook. My head's hurting. I'm tired of all this reading. Read to me. The UR is readable and on audiobook too now. The UR is really ready for
yes
to be read. That's crazy.
Nice.
All right, so we see Irving. He's talking up to Mark. Mark is saying, "Hey, get off the lake. Get up here." Well, where's Mark's footsteps too? So because he was on the lake first time too. So where is that? You know, so he gets up there. Doesn't he see Helena first?
Yeah, on his way up, right?
Yep. So she's just sitting on on this cliff. She's on the mountain already. He didn't land on the lake. She was there, and of course he notices it because he's worried. He's like, I don't trust her, and she just sitting there. So I think that's just another thing because she wouldn't take a chance on being there alone. out on the lake. She wouldn't do that. Well, so all three of them get up there, they're talking like, where's everybody? Then Dylan comes out of nowhere. We see him just come out. He's like, woo, and he seems to be excited. Like, what the hell? This is crazy.
Yeah, because me and my girlfriend, he's never been outside before, like there's only the other three, so this is his first time outside, and he says something so stupid as he goes, I kind of knew, but I'm surprised there's not a ceiling. And then now talking about the things that we're talking about, I was like, that doesn't seem so random now,
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. Because he could have said anything, and him saying like, "Oh, I'm surprised there's not a ceiling" or something like that. I was like, "Come on!" It's the writers throwing a bone. That I feel like
telling us something.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out, guys. We're figuring it out.
Get the little thing, all the pins together.
Get together, and then they hear TV. There is no cord on that. It's a tube TV, and there's no cord on it.
Just the screenshots that we're cycling through just reiterates just how much I love the way this show's shot.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love the cinematography. I've been struggling to kind of find a word for like the look of this show, and it's not coming to me. But I don't know. It kind of like
it's very unique.
It's very unique. It's very unique, and it aligns with like kind of almost like the generic corporate world, I guess, or how the corporate world can be very much be perceived as generic by like and mundane by office workers. I'm sure at some point, at least some of us have been there. And kind of perceive it as such. So that's what me personally, I just kind of associate it with. I'm trying to figure out the best way to word it, but that's I think you guys
feels like it's very 90s office type of work. Like, it just feels like it's in the 90s, and all like even the cars, all that stuff feels reminds me of being in school.
Yeah. Like an old 90s elementary school.
Look at that. Look at it. The TV with the project the roll, go get the TV with the VCR, guys. I'm pretty sure that's the VCR that's playing. He says, I agree, Dr. Deb is definitely a violation. Yeah, icky. It'll be very interesting to see how Mark deals with that. In season 1, Petey draws a map, and at the bottom right is a room called team building. I think they're there.
Ooh, that's a good catch.
You're cooking with grease right there. I gotta highlight that one.
That's a good catch.
She said she didn't know where she came from. She couldn't say over there or something. She said, I'm just right here. I don't know. It's just right here. 100% great catch. Dr. Deb, she went in as herself so she could experience being with Mark. That's a telltale sign that telltale sign that she doesn't have a man. She doesn't have anybody. That's why she was so jealous of Heliar, right?
Yeah.
When she's rewinding and looking at the kiss and looking at different angles and stuff like, what? You getting something I can't get none? Well, because you're Eagan. Hey, before we go any further, what if Mark is a descendant of Dieter? If he's a descendant of Dieter Eagan, and Helena is a descendant of Kier.
Jesus.
Oh man, that would be nuts. Oh, y'all cousins. Yeah, geez, I took it as Helena maliciously taking what her lowly innie thought she had.
Yeah, because she thinks of the innies as
lower.
Yeah, like not people,
not human. Yeah, I wonder if these Audi stretches before the switch, because they show all the cramping up and all of a sudden hiking. I know if cramps up if I start hiking on in the snow without warming up. Well, in there about our age, right? So yeah.
I mean, Dylan felt it, man. He was always in the back of the pack, like struggling.
When he first came in, he was huffing and puffing. You know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah.
oh my god! So
That's why I'm like, oh, I feel bad for Dylan.
So this show actually looks like moving art. I know it
That's a good
sounds
one.
weird. It
No.
is. No.
It's especially this season, like, and I've said it since that first scene of the season when him out of the elevator running around, and then ever since then, man, this whole season has just been gorgeous, like just gorgeous cinematography wise.
Well, that's why Mark could go ahead and hike, because he was running around the office like it was nothing.
Yeah, didn't even break a sweat. He channels the inner Tom Cruise.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to say it. Catalyst, yes. You knew when she saw the TV, that big ass bag of popcorn for the whole class was coming next. that the TV rolled in. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yep.
What are we watching in VCR, guys? Go get the tape. I think being indoors is also supported by Irv not freezing to death, falling asleep outside.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
Because if it's as cold as it makes it out to be, yeah.
Also, the sun doesn't move until nighttime. They definitely aren't outside.
I didn't catch that.
I only seen it one time so far.
Exact same point. Yeah.
So I gotta rewatch this and look out for that.
So the baby will be like Jesus. No, so even when you're talking about, they're talking about Dieter. So I looked up the word Dieter, and in German it says it means army or warrior of the people. Okay, so that's Dieter. Do you guys know what Kier means?
Oh, what, like killer?
The dark one.
The dark one. That's interesting.
I was like, whoa, okay.
See, I had I don't know if it's but I have a theory that Dieter is Kier's innie, or one of them is the innie, one of them is the outie. It's almost like a split personality, and one of them had to come out on top, kind of thing,
What if they were able to split them up and let them be two different people?
Interesting.
Yeah.
The computers remind me of working in the 90s, old Oracle computers.
Yeah.
Tell you, man. Well, not Jesus, but more like the baby that would be regarded as a holy figure. Yeah. I got you, Nikisha, 100%. My Audi will say, "Fuck that exercise."
Nice.
I mean, that is Dylan. I gotta run.
So I was waiting for the Dieter conversation. I didn't think Dieter was a person. I thought he was talking about his ping. I need to watch again. I know I'm actually a minority on that.
No, isn't that what? We'll get into it at that scene when they're around the campfire,
when they're talking about it, and she's laughing at him and like, "What the fuck? This is the most dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. It hurt my life."
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that scene, because then knowing what's going on, and then with Milchek, like the way he reacts to it all,
he was so just upset.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Catalyst. I think Dieter is just an allegory metaphor for the shadow part of Kier he had to tame.
Yeah. Or maybe not the shadow part. Kier is the shadow part, is the good in him that he had to get rid of.
I think that's what it is. He had a good part and a bad part. His good part is when he killed.
Yeah.
Leaving on the bad part. So I'm not prepared on the Dieter conversation. Yeah. Oh man. Well, even when she talked about it, man, it was hilarious. I also never thought they saw their breath. Their breath should have been visible if it's that cold outside. Did you guys hear the cast talk about how they're filming these scenes?
Oh no, I
think
didn't watch it.
Refresh my memory. I feel like I caught refresh my memory.
There's a couple things, but Dylan and Dylan, it was Helena and Irving were talking about, and how Elena and Irving had to really work with each other because she had to. It's freezing cold out there. She's like, it's beyond cold, and I have to go underwater in the elements, and that was horrible. She was just saying how she had to trust him 100%, and that that John was the perfect person to do it with, and how horrible it was, really.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
So,
I'm rearranging.
I was like,
bit.
no, Anzo.
I'm gonna get home.
So I don't know about freezing death. We'll see if Irving's outie with some military medals, military experience outside. People are speculating that he was a Navy SEALs. Explains the drowning of Helena. Catalyst, I really was thinking about my ideas of this episode. We're going to be seen way off. So this rocks. No, we're all thinking the exact same way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, even better, guys. Killed the pure good a part of him. Yep, kind of equate to the moral innocence of the innies. When he said he tamed his tempers, and all the tempers part were like, whoa, and all these bad things, right? So I'm just thinking like he really let them take over. He split the way he tamed his tempers by splitting his personality. Maybe he even had split personality central, like even that. And then all these stories are coming from him as an old man.
Yeah.
Recurrence. So of course he's going to put a little twist on all this shit, right? So
right.
You guys might be onto something with Kier and Dieter being the same person. We saw Irving die just like Dieter would have. If Kier was severed in sorts, he would have killed his sins. We also see.
Did I get kicked out?
No.
I don't think you did.
It was Tank messing up with stuff, man.
I was trying to get it so we're all on screen because the comments kind of block.
Wow.
face.
Wow. Tank said, "You know what? I don't want Alonso here no more." Click. Wow. He severed me from the show.
He severed exactly. Milchek being called Seth now instead of Mr. Milchek is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really like, where are y'all going?
I can't wait to get to that because how does he know? How did Irv know his real name? Like all
right.
Yeah.
Seth, identities are being exposed as we are seeing Mark being reintegrated and becoming one. So you're right with us, right here with us, Nikisha. Yeah. When he said the eye popped out and pus came out, dude, I was like, what? And then like hair turned like seaweed or something like that. It was just what the are you guys talking about?
Yeah. It was either like he's not a real person, like it's all happening in his head, or or he's crazy. Which could
be. But he's an old man at this point, so yeah, he probably is crazy.
Yeah.
And then how she got like he was playing with himself from that story, I was like, okay, wait.
No, he did say it. He said,
he
said,
okay.
Yeah. So it's like in his inside, like his parts came out on the landscape, like they say those words. It's crazy. So yeah, basically he was playing with himself, and then outside then he like dies. It was weird, really weird.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Deb. It's always a lot of fun theorizing with y'all. I agree. Was looking forward to this. Yes, me too. Mr. Milchek hasn't caught a break since he took over. They giving him hell. Why Nikisha's always good for the bad guy? Nikisha, why? First Elgin, now Mr. Milchek. Even though I honestly think that he's going to be the reason why they succeed in taking over. He's going to be on their side eventually.
Yeah, I don't think he's full on bad guy.
Yeah, but it's because of that last episode when he walks in, he has this look on his face like, I don't want to be here. I walk into work with that look on my face every day. So I know that was a I don't want to be here look,
Yeah. Dude, I feel like they're going to screw him over somehow, and then that's going to be like the final straw where he's like, I'm going to burn this place down.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna do something to him, and he's gonna be leaving. He's gonna take down those pictures, and he's gonna look at those pictures again, and he's gonna feel the racism, and he's gonna be like, "F this, you're all going down. I'm taking it all down from the inside." That was the most racist shit I've ever seen. Those pictures. If you work for Lumen, you're crazy as fuck.
Right.
I'll be working at the door store. Yeah, exactly. What kind of door do you like? Pocket. Oh yeah, I like pocket doors.
That was awesome.
Did anyone else get the feeling that Rickon might have commissioned to write this text? I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about that.
The number 4, that's the thing that they went to Rickon for, to rewrite it for them, for the innies.
Interesting.
So, y'all, I watched this show with my 17-year-old daughter. It was pretty awkward, but we laughed at it. Oh, the door store. Elja's not the bad guy. He saved that lady.
Stop it. We're not doing this.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That's a conversation for Tuesday.
I'm not gonna say he's the bad guy or nothing. I'm just gonna tell you he ain't coming to the cookout. That's all I'm saying.
Ever.
You gotta stay outside. You don't get not one rib.
One other aspect I can't get over, not to detour too hard, but Helena banging Mark was just messed up. You know?
No, we don't get there.
Oh, yeah,
we definitely gotta talk about that. That's gotta be
not to get too ahead of the curve, but that was one standout element. I'll wait until we get to that though.
No, but there's consequences that's going to come from that.
There definitely consequences.
Yeah.
Legal consequences too.
So yes, the way it read certainly giving Rickon. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll be awkward in Keisha. Yeah, but be so cool y'all watch together. Yeah, I love good anti-heroes. Yeah, he's not anti-hero. He's the villain. Now Seth might be an anti-hero. I'm okay with him. Yeah. So when Anzo's on the panel, I know this show is trash. Oh my god. Since World of Kings, he is never on the Penguin, Vampire Diaries, or Doom. Don't let him affect y'all with all my powers. Not to let him affect me.
Hold on. This is coming from the man who has the worst take on YouTube. What are we talking about here? I don't know, Daddy. I'm sorry, but
you lay off Anzo.
You know?
I love you both, so I can't say nothing. I'm staying out of this conversation. Oh, cool.
I'm surprised Danny's not watching the show then, because
Danny don't like quality shows. That's why. Danny's not watching because he doesn't like quality.
Stop.
What does the pineapple mean, by the way? So we talked about the pineapple being like a gift from like the 1800s. Like it meant like prosperity. It meant like it was like a huge thing to give someone a pineapple. So, but once again, all this stuff is based on 1800 type of stuff. Like they never got past that. So they're all their, the oddities are coming from the fact that they still live there. Even their words still live there.
I see. I won't get too much ahead, but the bobbing for pineapples. Who's the one that goes bobbing for the pineapple in that little cartoon? Helly.
Oh yeah.
Guess what she was kind of doing in this episode?
Oh my god.
Her head.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not the sex scene, but
no, I'm talking about what you got getting
her
ground. Yeah.
Her head's getting dunked for sure.
All right, so get there. Milchick's on the TV telling them this is all part of a training session. You guys were going to learn how to do this together. You got 2 days. Your Audis already agreed to it. So we're going to allow this to happen.
Yeah. And I love the trope that it did where I think Dylan asked like who's this? And then he responded back to he responded. He goes, "Oh, you might want to know who this is."
But it's funny because he waited like 10 seconds. It was just a little bit off, but it's almost like he was literally listening to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
I mean, now that we're talking about like this being a fake room, it might be him listening to him. This might be a live thing.
That's a DVD player. Wow. Y'all can read for yourself.
That's funny.
Pineapple parties in England were events where wealthy people would display pineapples as a symbol for their status of wealth and wealth. Yeah, I read that too, so I think that's 100% right. All right, so they say you get help on the way. So this is the iconic scene with all four of them, looking like a little Russian, I don't know, spies or whatever. Actually, looking like the Russian military. That's a lot. Like a lot of the hats are actually that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're looking out, trying to figure out where the hell they are. See if I can find the scene where they did the crazy thing. Actually, let me pull it out. Let's see if I can find it first. So I can find the first.
Yeah, the first. Because what they said, there's help along the way, or you'll know, kind of stuff. Yeah. Danny said, "Have a good rest of the show. Catch y'all later."
Appreciate it, Danny, man.
Appreciate it, Danny. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah. Like you say, remind me of the tethered Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Definitely.
Now, where's the 4? All right. So Irving's in there. He's still, him. But you see, as you said, the sun doesn't move the entire time. So I think that's a very good catch from you guys.
Yeah.
Throughout everything. I think Milchek did this too, in part show them, hey, you want to go outside so badly, here you go. Put them in a harsh environment to sway them from focusing on wanting to be outside in the future.
That's an interesting point. Because the whole episode, I'm wondering, I'm like, why are they doing it like when it's freezing cold outside? That is.
But they don't know that. Oh, like I know we have a guy there, but the scene when Mark sees fire for the first time, he says, "Oh my God, look at it! It's so beautiful."
Yeah.
It took me a second to realize he never seen fire before.
Yeah.
I mean, you never seen of a JJ either, but he knew what to do.
He
with
knew
that.
what to do with it. Pineapples were introduced in Britain in 1668. The fruit was expensive to grow due to the need for heat and light during the pandemic. I know some political pundits had pineapples on their desk. That's ingenious. Yeah. Yeah, but but I said dogs. You also don't have to teach a dog.
Yeah, but it also like they know some things. It's weird on what the show has them know and not know.
Not know. Yeah.
It's inconsistent, but I don't care.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense because like if they don't want them to know certain things, then they're like, cool. I guess they figure like no one was gonna have sex in the office because you're constantly monitored like everywhere.
Yeah,
there's no sex in the champagne room. Oh, great insights there, Jeeves. No, they were given limited freedom. They couldn't starve, die, or be lost. They were watched and protected in this Truman Show-esque freedom.
Yeah,
and that's why they thought Helena would be safe. How wrong they were. Because there's something with Irving. There's something special with him.
I'm glad it was him. You know what I mean? I'm glad it was him that called it out. I enjoyed that.
Well, Dylan has a lot to be worried about, and I think we're going to have some problems with Dylan. He's going to admit to a lot of stuff next episode.
Me too. I thought he was actually going to admit to some of it at the end of this episode, right?
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to, but then I was like, okay, yeah, they're probably going to do it next weekend.
So we Lumen will watch and protect you. We own you. I do agree, KJM, that they're not actually outside. Yeah. See, I thought that from the beginning that they're not actually outside. And then see this heli, this other them that's giving her directions to where the cave is. Do you guys remember that episode, the first episode with we're looking at that mark that was like the person that was kind of looking out like this in the hallway behind him? We didn't see directly who it was.
Yeah.
When he was running through the hallway, and then you see there's a body that's going
behind him watching.
But we couldn't see who it was.
I remember that. Shit. Yeah.
So it's the first episode of this season. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that these are failed experiments too.
Could be. That's what I thought. They were like some like clones that aren't smart, you know, or their brains weren't developed or something like that, where they're just signs. they just point.
Could
So
be.
they find the cave, right?
Mm-hmm. Which I laughed so hard because like I've been saying from season 1, from the beginning, that this whole show is the allegory of the cave, you know, just developed and more detailed and stuff, but it's still the same idea. And I was like, of course they go in a fucking cave and read, you know, with
that's why I see the
like,
book.
light,
They
the
read
shadows, in the book, you know. So it's like, yeah. So
Dr. Depp has a good point right here. So yes, he is credited as the same actor who plays what they call Shadow Mark in this episode. See,
interesting.
See. So they get to the story and they read the story. So Irving's the one reading it, which is awesome too. Chapter 1, and they go through all what's going on with Dieter and Kier and their story together. And just for instance, so if you were talking about Dieter and Kier, and Irving was Dieter, and Helena was Kier, maybe. You know, the army, the warrior of the people. Who is Irving? We already know he might probably a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
You know, the warrior of them, the one who protected everybody. I'm just saying that, you know. And then who died right there? You know, whose innie dies in the same exact place in the water? Irving. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right, so they're going out. I don't know where the hell they're walking to. Poor Dylan, he's just done. First of all, there's a few things. One, black people don't like cold. We're not there. All right. Then he's fat.
Okay, hold on. Wait, what?
Yeah. You like being cold? You like being cold, Anzo?
I mean, I was born into this. You know what I mean? I
do you like it? Day. You can do this all day? Man, I don't like being cold at all. No one I know is like, why do I live in a place where the wind hurts my face? I don't know.
Yeah, I get this has been one of those times that I'm like, maybe I should move.
Yeah, every year. That's
every year.
So yeah, said the guy in the hallway. Yes, and that looks like a current pulp type paper as opposed to an old text.
Yeah,
agreed. So I was thinking the guy in the hallway is the real Mark trailing his clone. Wow, that makes me. I'm writing that down.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
I like that.
So all of the shadow pictures point in the same direction, so it seems like they had to walk in the circle. But they have to, right? Because if it's a room, there's limited space.
Like they're the edge, so like, hey, turn here before you crash into the wall.
Yep.
And if it's a simulation, they're able to switch up the way it looks, right? So it may look like they're traveling and walking a long distance, but they're just changing the simulation to look more like the spot they're supposed to be in. That's interesting.
They did that Star Trek, by the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's definitely like a futuristic kind of thing that happens in a lot of those like shows.
Yeah.
So, me and Deb are on fire tonight. You are 100% are. 100%.
You guys always are. Yeah.
So here you start seeing Mark and Helena, kind of break off a little bit and are having conversations, and she's talking about how she's feeling and all stuff, and you see the intimacy that's growing between them. So it's like foreshadowing that they're going to have more intimacy. And it's funny because Irving doesn't like it, and he notices it because he doesn't trust her from the beginning.
No.
Yeah. But now, like looking back at it and knowing everything that has happened, she's the one that always brings it up. She always brings up the sexual tension, the like kind of
staring into his eyes.
You know, she's the one doing it. So it's like,
stop making googly eyes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, because even when they're on a mission, she brings it up. She's like, "Hey, are you cool with this?" You know.
Yeah.
She said, "I wonder if Elena wore sexy underwear. Did she plan this already?"
Well, that's funny.
So you know, I'm
just
she is
thinking of like a thermo lace song.
So Mark and Irving are talking. He's like, "Why are you so upset? What's going on? Why are you worried about what we're talking about?" And he tells them, "You know, I think that she's lying about what her Audi saw. Who the hell has a night gardener? Like he stuck with that night gardener. He's like, no, I can't get that out. I can't get past that. Doesn't make any damn sense."
Yeah, he knew right away. You know, he questioned it from the beginning. She first told the story, so he knew right away that she wasn't telling the truth.
Yeah,
I think his Audi used to be one of those, you know, interrogators that could tell if someone's lying or something like that.
Yeah,
could be.
I agree with KJ, but I'm not gonna put that up there. But
yeah, I saw that too.
I agree 100%.
Well, yeah, I don't want to go there tonight.
Also, I would disagree because I would say probably would be dumb enough to say some shit like that.
So I want to get to this one scene in particular because I thought this was really weird. I want to ask you guys about it.
Yeah.
It
seems so. It still seems out of place. Like looking back at it, I was like, I can't see like the metaphor of it, or like what does it mean?
So
kind of thing, you know,
this dead seal. Do you guys think it was intentional? Was it intentionally placed there?
100%.
Why? And why?
That I don't know. I was kind of hoping chat would have some good ideas because I know, you know, Deb, Nikisha, and you know Jeeves and you guys like have some, because I can't figure it out. Like I can't figure out like why, because everything else is so planned out. Everything else is so planned out. Like this is just doesn't happen. And also it's a seal. Like what? Like the seals are made for like super cold. Like how did it get
Whoa!
Here?
I like it. I like that. A dead seal. Irving was a seal. He died.
Bro. Yep.
I thought that it was saying that anything that wasn't under Lumen control and the harshness of this place would die. The only way to live and prosper would be under Lumen control. Because we love you and we'll take care of you and we own you.
But it's just so interesting. It's a seal because like seals have a lot of blubber. They're insulated. They can survive like, you know, Arctic, you know, places, you know. And
well, I did look this up too. So seals do get mummified and do die off because they can travel up to 40 miles past the water. And then if they don't get back in the water, they will freeze.
Like dry out almost, or not dry out, but like,
because you can't get back in the water and swim and nothing, they will freeze and they die and they get mummified like this. So this does happen.
Okay, that's interesting.
But usually it's like 40 miles away from Antarctica or you know, like
where they live,
Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not in the middle of land. That doesn't usually happen, but you know, I did notice that does happen though. So. Have any of you guys heard of the Montauk project in New York?
No.
I've not.
Yeah, tell us more about that, Dr. Deb.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
So also they aren't near the coast. Yeah. So how this is usually in a landlocked place. I mean, well, you saw the lakes, but the Great Lakes we're talking about. This was like Minnesota or something like that. So where would a seal come? You would, even out of the coast, you need to be near Antarctica, like or the Arctic Circle or something like that, right? The North or South Pole. Well, mostly the South Pole. A creature type thing looking quite like this showed up on the beach there, along with a lot of other parallels to this episode. Maybe the seal died because it's not cold for him in the room they're in.
Yeah.
Or just not having the water, the salt water.
But then again, if it's a simulation, right? If it's a simulation, then that seal being there is more than just that, right? Because they put it there for a reason.
You
I just don't know. Yeah, I just can't figure out what it is.
I just really think it's about control. I always think that.
Yeah.
So Montauk is the name of the file in Irv's nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got your big brains on today. I love this. So, wherever the reason they have that, everyone sees it.
But I like Irv wanted to eat it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to trust anything they're going to give me. Let's just eat it right now. But he's used to surviving in the wilderness, right?
If he's a Navy SEAL, yeah, you get trained like that.
I don't know a ton about it, but I know it was a psych project done by the military where they separated out the parts of people's minds and transmitted it to other people. Wow. Okay. Say Freaky Friday, Dr. Deb. I see you.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It actually seems like really interesting. Like, they claim to have recovered repressed memories of their own involvement, of this abduction kind of thing. It's really, I'm just reading the synopsis, like the origin of it on Wikipedia, and it's a lot. Where I'm like, this seems really interesting.
Like fragmented parts of what people saw were seen by normal people.
Yeah.
Severance is so good at random comedy. I laughed when Irv wanted to eat the seal too. It's the soldier in him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why should I worry about them? Why should I worry about someone else feeding me? I'm hungry.
No, he had good reasoning. He's like, we don't know when we're gonna eat. We're all hungry. Here's food. So but, I wonder, was it a test too? Was it a test?
Did he know fire?
To cook
How are you gonna cook it? Does he know fire? 100%. So they get to this waterfall, and you see the other ones right here. All four of the shadows right there. That's weird as crap, right? Am I the only one that thought that like that right there? That was this scene was just so
on the edge of this waterfall.
Yeah. This little ass waterfall, like
hey, that's the world's largest waterfall.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And then
it's such a cool shot.
Just comes out of nowhere, like, hey, welcome.
All in white too, which is awesome.
Weird as crap. Yes. So right, Nikisha, he does act like a soldier, probably special forces, and you saw all his medals and stuff. So he's something special. So Melchek comes and says, "Hey guys, we got you taken care of. Luma's going to provide. You're going to stay overnight here. We're going to walk over here to this tent area." And they have these beautiful blue tents. They're in the lumen color, making you all feel this. We have marshmallows and fire and food and everything you want to eat. We got it all here, right? I gotta say marshmallows because that hilarious. It's hilarious with marshmallows. Like marshmallows is only for team builders.
Yeah.
Marshmallows only for winners.
It also had his face on it, like Kier's face on it, which is like, it reminds me of Apple, you know, because like every fucking thing that's Apple has this stupid logo on it. You know, it's like it doesn't matter what it is. It would be a fucking marshmallow, like if like you know the eye marshmallows, the eye millows or whatever. Like
right here. So right now you see the torch. So we can provide both heat and light source. Well, he's talking about this torch right here, and Mark is like fascinated by it, and then you realizing that he's never seen it before. So yes, lovely, but Irv didn't seem even concerned about it, right? It didn't bother him. He wasn't shocked by it. Once again, so he might have had more to do with more understanding than Mark does.
He knew
Something about his Audi knows more than Mark. Like he 100%. Just has that, you know. Say, oh my fucking god, the marshmallows was weird as fuck. Cubes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there were cubes too.
If you've ever went to a corporate retreat, they're exactly this amount of unnecessary. Only difference is in real life, the hotels have bars. I'm literally leaving soon as tomorrow morning to go to
you are.
This is what is happening.
Bring a bag of like Square Culver marshmallows
with Craig Culver's name on face on it. Oh my god. So here you saw Helena come in. She tries to give Irv this little seal thing that she made for him.
That's hilarious. I laughed so hard.
So I thought, first of all, we just saw the dead seal, right? And now she's handing him this seal thing that she made for him. And then, he doesn't even think about it. He just says whatever. And he says, so if we're in a good place, tell me the truth then. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's a night guard. Tell me about the night guard. What kind of clothes did he wear? What color shirt did he have on? Come on. Helly, tell me the truth. And she has opportunities. And it's almost like she almost thinks about it and then doesn't do it.
Yeah. Like, this is the point where you're like, oh, like, I think the theory's right. Like, this is the way she acts. But also, I thought it was funny. Like, she brought in a seal and she goes, oh, so you can eat it. I was like, that's funny. That's funny.
She's funny. So
it's also kind of a dick move. Like, hey, remember that point when you were going crazy? Like, well.
So, do any of you guys think Irv might be partially integrated here?
That's what I'm thinking. Because his Audi was doing some shady stuff in like episode 2 or whatever. Yeah. Talking
on those calls and everything. Maybe he's already. Yep.
Yeah. Something's up with him.
Is that right, Nikisha? Irv's the oldest, so he might have been the first severed. Maybe glitching. Why is he all white? He's really selling it. Dude, he got some cold outfits.
Oh yeah, the drip was definitely on point, especially this episode, huh?
He knows what he's doing, man. The way Helena loses the Helly act when she said Irving was creepy. Yeah, I wondered that too. So yeah, I'll go back and forth, but it makes sense to me. I can see him being partially, but he says, "What did you really see during the overtime contingency?" He asked her twice. He gives her 2 opportunities to tell the truth. So he doesn't do this, just rashly. He really thinks about it. Yeah. So now they get to Milchick telling the rest of the story. And Miss Wang, Wang sitting there. I don't understand why he's literally playing the pheromone. Like the theremin. You ever seen it? It's the Star Trek stuff.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
It's a very
you don't have to
nerdy. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Go ahead.
So like you don't have to even touch it to get them to play the notes. It's almost like what they're trying to do to them in this place. They're trying to manipulate them by playing them without touching them.
Yeah,
I think there's symbolism everywhere in this entire place.
Yeah. Wow.
There was a one when at the last a sound came from him, and it was a bewailing whimper.
Yeah. Just also the theremin is such a nerdy instrument. It's so like like it's very like sci-fi and stuff, but it's also retro because of it being used in Star Trek, you know. So it fits the vibe of the show, you know. I didn't even think about like the symbolism it means, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah,
like I just thought about like you trying to play something, but trying to get someone to get the music, get the notes that you want without touching them. So you're literally trying to put them in this place and get them to do these things without you actually having to physically make them do it.
I like that.
Even what he's doing right now, he's this retreat. He's trying to get them to do something without having to physically do it. So it says, driven by a sudden torment, a pus from his skull. Like it's like a nightmare. It was literally like one of those campsite stories, right?
And this is all like the first chapter. Like, because I was looking where he was at in the book, and it's like still the beginning of the book. I'm like, it's a huge book. And yeah, I don't know, this is really, really interesting. I kind of want to know more of what's in that book.
It says, and as the pus from his eyes thickened into sap, I thought they were going to say that Dieter turned into a tree. Because the words they were using, you know, I thought he was going to say, his hair turned to moss and sap, that he turned into a tree and lived forever. Because we were talking about that, living forever. But look at, so everyone else, all the other ones that are severed are like, this has to be fact. And Helena, because she's not, you know, she's the outie, she knows what's going on. She thinks it's like, this is stupid. What the hell? What's wrong with you guys?
Also, it's like, it's their first time hearing it. But if Helly, you know, if this might be like something she's heard since she was a child, you know, so it might be like those stories you hear as a child when you grow up, you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of goofy, you know. So yeah.
Said, I turned from my gargling brother and walked to the pool of the hollow. Like all these these stories are so weird. It's so nuts. He does such a good job.
He's so good.
Milchek is just so creepy, so unbelievably over the top, and it's, I don't know, it's awesome. I love what he's done in this episode. So
yeah. Also, like side note, the more I see him, the more I want him to be Mr. Sinister in the MCU. I see all these other people saying like, "Oh, we need John Hamm and we need blah blah blah." I was like, "No, we need Mr. Milchek." Like that. Give him the white face and the blue diamond and the flat top. Like, let's go. Like I'm in. Like like give him that weird smile he always does in the show. Sold. You can do that for the next 20 years.
He's got that. Yeah, he's got that very unnerving quality about him that the character that would prove beneficial to the character.
Yes, 100%.
I never really gave that any thought. I'd be good with it.
Yeah, we talked about it last week a little bit, but yeah, he's yeah. I want to see him in the MCU as Sinister.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I'm okay with that. I'm down with that. So and it's weird because I show you guys as he's telling the story, he seems more and more like creepy. And the fire is coming up, and he's saying these words and selling it. And as you said, it's the beginning of the book. It's still like page 4, and this is like what's going on. And the shock on everyone's face is nuts. all the outies, I mean innies are like, what the hell?
Mhm.
And it's over, and you hear, you hear Helena just laughing and saying, "This is ridiculous." So he does all this stuff, and then he dies. That's crazy.
Yeah. In the first chapter, his twin brother dies. So
Not just that. I mean, what he did and then died.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue in here said
What's up?
they just wrote that story. So Ricky must have wrote it real quick.
Somebody else brought that up. That's a good point. It could be.
So Milchek made us see his humanity last episode and despise him again here. Acting is amazing.
Oh, he's from last season to him doing the dance thing to like
Every time he does
whole,
a dance, everything he does.
But it's like from one scene he's like angry and upset, and then the next scene he puts on this fake smile, and then in the next scene he's like, he has that like Anzo said, that I'm over this bullshit kind of stuff. Like
Make me do all this work at night. How much work you gotta do at night? This is crazy.
When can I
pay him overtime? This is craziness.
And he has to be the surgeon that does the insertion of the chip. It was like, bro does everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So absolutely. And then it says, perhaps in the morning we'll have time for the next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And Irving is like unbelievably just over, with this.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you guys think about the story overall? What are your thoughts?
When you guys want to go first?
Whoever wants to go first. I'm kind of putting together my thoughts on it.
I don't know. I was like, kind of a weird story, right? But and I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of the story to tell it. But what I got from that really, is even though Helena was, like trying to pretend or whatever, she still made fun of it. Like, I can't believe people are buying this type of story. You know what I mean? So she may not know exactly how, and I think that's what she's finding out, how exactly they're trying to control people and tell them what's going on. And for her, it was just like, this is weird. And that's like, you guys are actually buying this stuff. So yeah, that's what I got from it.
Yeah, and I felt it was there, just to kind of be the the final domino, so to speak, or the final clue that that Irving picked up on, that him calling her cruel really stemmed from that. So upon reevaluation and kind of thinking of things that I was going to put together to talk about tonight, I think that was kind of like the final tipping point, so to speak. In terms of what Irving picked up on.
Yeah. But also I think Irving, like, even from last season to when he comes back in this season, was he tends to take everything they tell him to heart, because remember after they showed the video, like he was the only one like like laughing when you were supposed to laugh and kind of thing. Like he was like the one playing along how you're supposed to play along, kind of, like he was giving them the response that they wanted, always, so yeah, it's just interesting because of what happens to him specifically later on in the episode,
Right.
So, but I thought it was just creepy as shit. It's just so creepy, talking about like the eyes and the pus and turning to moss and all this crazy weird stuff. Because I had to go back and watch that part again just because it just felt like it was a lot of like metaphors thrown at you, like very, very quickly. So yeah.
Didn't he Kier, I was trying to look it up. He defeated the 4 tempers with the 9, like, I don't know, on the whips it was like 9 little things of thing, and then Irving says, I know all 9 whatever it is that those things are that help you defeat the tempers.
Let's see. In the last season, right?
Yeah, because he was looking at the painting, and he talks about I know all 9 things that he used to beat all the tempers. I think I remember that.
Yeah. It sounds familiar. I don't know if anybody in chat remembers. Yeah.
But whatever. So like he takes these things now, like personally. He knows the stories personally. And it's almost, I wonder if he's defeating them using all 9 of them because he knows them so well. That's why he get past it. That's why he get past what they're trying to put in front of his face. He's defeating all the 4 tempers.
Which is like what they always want, right? They always want you to they want you to see yourself as Kier.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Let me pull the rest of the stuff up and we'll keep on going then. So, and it's funny because Milchek looked very, very happy with himself, very sure of himself. Like, I did it. Everyone got totally enthralled. I want to give him to go the way I wanted him to go. This was a complete success. And of course, Helena is just making fun of it, making Mark laugh because of course Mark has that connection with her. So she laughs. So he's going to laugh, making fun of the whole situation. And Milchek does not like it. He doesn't approve of it at all. There's no reason for him to do that. He is pissed off.
And the look he gave her was like, oh, so now you're trying to undermine me, right? Because at first I was wondering, like, is this something Helena is doing on her own, or do people know that she's, not her outie inside there? I mean, we got the confirmation of that now, but that's why the look on his face was like, okay, so now you're trying to undermine me, kind of thing, which I think is going to lead to him, like you said, Brian, maybe changing or switching sides sooner or later.
Sides, yeah. Because he's eventually going to have to deal with the fact that all this stuff happened on his watch, and they're going to come down to him on both sides. But how are you going to get MDR to trust him again? Eventually, he's just going to come back and say, I trust you guys. I'm going to share with you what's really going on. And now we're going to take it down from the inside.
Could see that.
And then Milchek was like, get the marshmallows. No, that's only for team building. Get the marshmallows. And Dylan's like, hey, why are you taking the marshmallows, man? Come on. He seemed really hurt. He hurt
Those
himself.
were some weird marshmallows, though. Those were some weird looking marshmallows, though. I was like, wait a minute. Square marshmallows?
Yeah.
And look, he grabs the stuff.
What was the line
about
the marshmallows? What was the line about the marshmallows?
Oh, that
so marshmallows are for team builders or something like that.
Yeah. It was essentially like the new version of coffee is for closers. If anyone's ever seen Glengarry Glen Ross,
I got that same vibe from it.
I would say that coffee's for winners.
Yeah.
It's gonna make me nuts now. I can't remember them either. They're the 9 core principles, right? I think it's something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. I use these 9 core principles to defeat these 4 tempers. It was something to that effect.
Yeah.
So she got them laughing. And of course, Irving's still saying, I don't trust you. Tell me the truth. What's going on with these 9 core principles sounds right. What's going on with this Night Gardener? You're lying to us. You're not telling us the truth. We know what's going on. You haven't told us the truth at all. So I thought that was really, he did it in front of everybody. He challenged her.
Yeah.
So I looked that up.
I
found like the quote from it. Lumen Industries has a LinkedIn account. That's fucking wild. I'll paste it to chat.
Really?
That's hilarious. Because in there it has Lumen Industries is a leading biotech company founded by visionary Kier Eagan. We pride ourselves on maintaining his legacy of excellence and adhering to his 9 core principles. Severance, wit, cheer, humility, benevolence, nimbleness, probity, and wills. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. What website is that from? LinkedIn. What?
You do it right, man. They're doing it
Oh,
right.
That's hilarious. That's so good. But that just goes back to what Brandman was saying, how corporate everything
really
feels. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good.
Is there a way that we can apply?
Right? I don't know. I think it might be good.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
So Herb challenges her. Dylan is like, "What the hell? What are you doing, man?" And he is satisfied with that, and everyone came against him, and everyone goes to their tents.
Yeah. Well, he calls him out on it too. He goes, "Hey, man, that's mean. That's being a dick."
But what did she say to him? What did she say to her?
She one ups him. Yeah, man. She dug deep about his Audi. I forgot what exactly, but something about his Audi being lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys remember exactly what he said?
What Helly said?
Yeah, what she said. Sorry.
I don't remember exactly.
I don't remember. No.
Didn't have to do with
I
Bert.
can't remember exactly now.
Yeah, it did have to do with Bert. She said something like he was
because you don't have Bert, whatever you're doing, acting this way, and it cut him the most deep because he's totally lost himself without having Bert, and she now has Mark, and that's why you're acting this way. That's why you're trying to point the finger at me. You're not going to tell us what happened with you. That's why you're afraid of the outside because what happened with you and Bert. I think that's what she said. That's why you're afraid of the outside. I think that's what it was. So. And that affected him. So,
yeah,
that's a weird marshmallow again. Hold on, with his face on it.
Yeah,
I was he is missing Bird. We'll never see him again. And he is lonely. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is mean, cruel to bring that up. So doesn't that kind of look like a skeleton?
Yeah. But also, we
yeah,
just got
definitely. That was my first thought.
Mm-hmm. But also we just got finished telling the story of like the hair turning to moss, like this person like transforming and like kind of melting. That's kind of like like we see his face just melt,
and you see it on the marshmallows. Yeah,
yeah,
that's important. All right, so. Of course, Mark sneaks over to her tent. So you can blame Helena all you want. Mark went to her.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, she gave him the look, that come hither look, though. I mean, and he brought up his wife. So that's what I was going to ask you about. So, is this for Mark wrong in some way because he knows that he's married, he knows Ali's married, he's no longer looking for her, and he's engaged in this relationship with this woman while still you're supposed to be looking for his wife. Is Mark wrong in this situation?
I mean, yes and no, because the innie doesn't really have no connection to the wife. You know what I mean? And I think she made a point to say you're doing it for your Audi, so it's not really like he has a connection to his wife like the Audi does. So,
yeah. Also, I mean, I do agree with Anzo. It's like a yes and no, but it's also like you're in the middle of nowhere, and it's freezing cold. It's like you're not finding Gemma right now,
right?
So. Yeah, you're not. There's no quest of going around trying to figure out what happened to Gemma when you're on the edge of a cliff, in the freezing cold weather. So,
yeah, but you're still married, and he's pursuing this relationship with Helena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even he's said it though. Was it episode 3? Was it the last one? You know, and he's like, he's doing it for his outie because it's him, but it's not him. You know,
Mhm.
I forgot what he said about it when they were
Yeah.
walking down the hallway together. You know, yeah.
Jeeves says Mark thought she was Helly. She knew she wasn't her. I have to reach back and pull out the skank word. That might be the West Coast thing.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but Mark thinks that she's Helly, not Helena. Yeah. She's wrong. She's an adult innie. Mark is an innie baby, according to Ragabi. Yeah. That's a good point too. Yeah. But he's back unsevered. He's back integrated. So really, is she really wrong? Just saying. Just saying.
True.
Not just the West Coast G's. There's skanks everywhere. I got a lot more dude. That's a lot more. Oh man, that's awesome. You guys are great.
Yeah, but I mean, Helena, Helly, whatever, like she's 100% in the wrong. You know, unless like you were saying, it's intentional and she wanted to make sure this happened. You know, what if this whole event
for that reason
was
her
for
fault,
them to hook up?
Her thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. So I don't know. You know, all I know is like she. I mean, how close is it to rape if like you're not who you say you are, but then you kind of are?
Yep. Physically, you are.
Yeah, physically you are. You know, like she is Helly, but it's not the same mindset. It's not the same person. You know, so it's just really. You know, and we brought that up last week about Dylan and his wife. You know, is this foreshadowing some of that stuff? You know,
is it cheating?
Is it cheating? Yeah.
You
know, so it'd be interesting.
Helena here made me think of the female teachers seducing young students, but worse. And getting pregnant by them, because that's what I think is going on. I don't care what anyone says. I think she's getting pregnant. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
it's okay. Make them feel bad, and it's happening right now. They did a good job, and then Irving is out taking his torch, just going outside. Where is he going? I have no idea.
I think was he looking for Melchek? Because he started screaming his name, so I'm like, I wonder if he was looking for him. Like, hey, get me out of here! I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know.
She says, "Why are all the men trying to fix it up? She shouldn't have slept with him." Period.
Oh no, 100%.
I just don't want to take away his responsibility. He knew he was married to. Like he knew that his focus was supposed to be his wife. Like he doesn't remember her, he doesn't know who she is, but you still have that connection. That's supposed to be your focus. So even if you did whatever you're gonna do, shouldn't you be finishing what you're supposed to be doing first? Because you're gonna have that split, focus. And it's even like when we see it at the opening, right? When you see them the switching back and forth, like what's your focus? What are you supposed to be looking for? Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is it any autonomous? Are you one full different person?
Yeah. Do you make up your own mind, your own decisions? I mean, and that's kind of the issue. Is like you don't even dress what you don't dress yourself. Like your outie dresses you. So like all your decisions leading up until walking in is not you. So I don't know. It's that's why it's such interesting.
So no, and don't get me wrong. Helena's wrong, right? In every way, she's wrong. But Mark has some personal responsibility. He's going to deal with that. Now that when Helly comes back, now you have to talk about that. That's just those two.
The funny thing is when that reintegration actually kicks in, and he realizes what he did.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's
Yep.
gonna be an issue.
That's gonna be the issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Is like when that happens, I think he's gonna be mad at himself. You know, because again, like it's you. That's you. That's somehow it's an inside version of you, subconscious, a split personality, whatever. It's Mark, and I don't know how much he loves Gemma. I don't know if he's gonna be able to
able to deal with that.
Yeah,
rationalize it. What about, let's say Helena is pregnant? Does Helena have autonomy over that baby?
Well, here's the thing.
And what if Helly makes a decision about that baby?
Well, here's the thing. If she is pregnant, then it's like, what personality takes over, right? Because Audi Mark has no connection, but Innie Mark is like, that's my baby.
That's the dad.
Yeah. It's gonna be a situation.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody remembers in season 1, there was that whole scene where this other person, remember, I think it was his sister. I think his sister was somewhere. And
when she was in the retreat.
The retreat, that's what it was.
Yes,
the pregnant woman, and they had this long, there you go. And had that long conversation, and then the next day, don't remember shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you talking about? What baby? I was like, what? Yeah. So I remember the pregnant woman, Gabby. Yeah, oh man, you remember her name? That's great, Nikisha. Her husband was a senator or comfort something. I wonder how Lumen pays to shape the laws. I mean, you have a big company like that, but.
So does any owe anything to the Audi that uses him for labor only?
Not really.
Well, what if it? Because here's the other thing: this baby, if she's pregnant, was made on Helly's time, pretending to be Helly.
Mm-hmm.
Who really has ownership of that baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing to kind of dive into. What if Helly didn't want to have sex with Mark and she hates him now and is pregnant with his baby?
Yeah. Oh man, we didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Helly finds all this out. Like,
don't touch me. You slept with her.
Yeah.
And now she's pregnant and has to deal with that.
Yeah. Damn, that's a good one. Piece. I didn't even think about that because, like, how is Helly going to react to finding out Mark and her hooked up, but it wasn't her.
How can she ever trust Mark?
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, isn't that something similar? I was like, where did we see that before? It was like The Boys, the last season of The Boys, with the shapeshifter. We saw something similar to that. So, yeah.
Is that right, Nikisha? Yeah, Blue. Helena really violated both Mark and Helly here. Yep. Intentionally, I think. That's huge, man. This is huge.
Yeah.
And this is going to have everlasting consequences.
Yeah.
And then who owns the baby? What if Lumen wants to own the baby and use the baby? Mm-hmm. There's no longer Gemma that you just running after. Now it's a baby that you could be running after.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or I mean, what if Mark?
I'll be right back.
Okay. What if Mark doesn't even want anything to do with it, though? You know what I mean? What if Mark is like, Audi Mark is like, that ain't mine. It becomes a big deal, and I wonder if that's something that happened in Lumen before. I mean, what if that's Miss Wing? What if that's what she is? She's a child of two severed people having a relationship.
That's possible. That's possible. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we go back. Irving is going looking for Mr. Milchek. He's calling for Seth, whatever. And while that's happening, they're getting down. He's screaming, Mr. Milchek. And they got a heater. I was like, man, you better not touch that heater, man. That messed up. And Irving is outside and he's talking about this stuff. And this is why I was like thinking about you start to get the temper. You know, what are the 4 tempers again? Can you look them up again? Because I'm wondering, because they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're looking at 2 different type of tempers. Speaking of
woe, frolic, dread, and malice. Also,
so frolic. What's frolic?
I mean, what's it? To play or move around in a lighthearted way, often with children or animals.
Yeah.
You know, or also can be used as a noun to describe a fun activity.
Well, it's definitely a fun activity.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Here's the other question. What if Helena loves Mark?
Yeah.
Could be that she fell in love with him.
Look at him. Look at her.
Yeah.
She's not acting.
I think she did. She probably did. 100%. It was, to me, what the look that she gave when she saw the video wasn't just like a jealousy type of thing. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, I could, if my innie can have something, maybe I can have something too, right? She seems to long for that kind of connection. So she was all in for it.
What if Mark is in love with her too?
Well, I think he's in love with Helly. I don't know if he's in love with Helena.
How do you say that? He doesn't know. He's been with Helena all this time now.
Yeah.
We don't know how long this has been. Has it been a week? Has it been 2 weeks? Has it been a month? Has it been, is it possible that he's in love with both?
Yeah. Well, even in this scene, I think she's about to tell him, right? Or she's about to tell him something. Mm-hmm. And you assume she's going to tell him who she really is.
Yep.
And he's like, it doesn't matter.
Yep. He asked, so what did you really see? She looked like she was going to say, tell him the truth. If she loves him, she's going to actually tell him what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, I think she gave like one of the biggest hints in this scene where she actually said she didn't like who she was on the outside. I believe that's the case. She 100% doesn't like who her outside life is. And now she's watching her innie, fall in love or whatever. She didn't like that. So,
yeah. And we brought that up in that second episode, when as soon as Brandman brought it up and we were talking about it, she's jealous, but also just she sees her innie as a person who's really free, which probably pisses her off even more because the innies are not like people, to her, so seeing her like being able to stand up for herself, like question authority, fall in love, like
she doesn't have a filter. She doesn't have to worry about what she's saying.
Yeah. Well,
this was messed up.
Yeah.
So frolic is the waffle parties and the dancing. So the editing and color hues were all so well done. Red hues for the tint, the intensity, all that stuff. Blue hues with Irvin.
And the transition into this particular scene was really good because I think they did like a camera kind of pan across and then into it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of emotional damage coming for Mark when he as he catches on. Just so messed up on her end. That's she emotional, damn it. Sorry. I walked into that one, didn't I? There's this podcaster that I follow who overuses the shit out of that. I walked right into that. But yeah, she knows that Helly would want that experience. She knows that that's an experience her innie would want, and just psychopathic bitch.
Well, what if she loves him? What if she's in love with Mark? That's what we were talking about. What if she fell in love with him too? What if there's a triangle? What if Mark finds out he really loves Helena more than he loves Helly?
The triple. We got a hint of it earlier, right? The triple.
Yeah. So now we're actually getting a throuple. Exactly.
Yeah, it's really happening.
That's exactly where her issue is. Yep.
Mm.
It's so true, brand man. That scared the ish out of me. I jumped. So my bad.
That's funny.
But like literally, that looks like she's really happy that she's ready to trust.
Mm.
You can see the moon, and Irv is out sleeping outside, and he
The
looks
back and forths
content
are
too.
so good. You know,
Like they look really happy with each other. And then he brings up, so what really happened? And she looked so hurt that she like, I have to let this man know. And he says, I care who you are with me. That's very romantic. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. But what if he's telling the truth? What if he's really in love with Helena?
Mhm.
He only cares about how she was with him, and he doesn't care about any of the other outside stuff. Where does that leave Helly?
Yeah, I mean, it's so complicated and like intertwined with like, you know, being the same person, but also not being, you know, being physically the same person, but you know, being a different person. It's a lot.
It's funny because I think, you know, what's going to bother him the most is that he didn't realize it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm supposed to be in love with this woman or whatever, feeling for her, and I didn't even know it was her outie. You know, like Irvin figured it out before I did.
Yeah.
You know, to show that he's very blinded. So
yeah, she's really happy. I just know Mark was eager to please. All that pent up rage. I mean, but that's a line though. I care who you are with me. That's a line, man. Bars. That's what I'm saying. Bars.
Brandman's taking notes.
Are you okay? Because this is when they had the flashback scene back and forth. That was a crazy scene.
Yeah.
I can't play it because they'll stop me.
Yeah.
Just remember, that was a crazy scene. Seeing Gemma. You got Irv outside. He should have froze to death, but he's probably indoors, like as we've all talked about. And he sees the death of this winter. Oh, the frost and the fingers, and how it's like out there looking to grab you. And
the nightmare scene. The nightmare scene's so good.
And he's walking through. It's very Frumish.
Yeah.
He's back in his suit. Lumen shirt and tie. And then he sees Bert. That's messed up. That's real messed up.
But it makes sense. I was like, you're gonna see the person you love in your dream, right? It's just what's around it is, you know, not the best.
Dude.
Oh, this scene.
No, her
the whoa. Pretty much how Kier described it is like a bride, but she's shorter and like I forgot what
no hair and
like,
whatever.
Yeah. So here I watched this part a few different times. All the numbers that move around, like they that's I didn't catch that one. I didn't really think about it. But it's the numbers start to turn into letters, and it starts to come out to Eagan. When it looks like at a face, you see Eagan in it, you know. So, and then I wind up looking it up. Somebody said
Like
all the
this.
numbers that he sees. Yeah. So like you see Eagan like up in the top right there.
Yep.
Like in the eye area.
Eagan.
Yeah.
EAGAN. You see all of it.
All the numbers 5, 1, 7, 1, 14. Those are the corresponding numbers for Eagan.
Interesting.
So I was like, it was just so everything was just Eagan. So I don't know what was telling him, who was telling him, that she's Eagan. That's what I got. What from this after looking into it a little bit more was like somebody sending him a message and letting him know. Like
That's his own brain. Because remember,
Yeah.
his Audi has visions of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, right there, it looks like the
A
Audi
face.
face, right? Because doesn't the
Yeah.
Audi like he wears the hood with sunglasses?
Mm-hmm.
Like when he was at the payphone, right? Like,
It's probably himself. It is probably himself.
he's like
Set this
burning a
up.
message in his head somehow. Like, hey, you're right.
This is crazy. How it goes from that to that. That's crazy. He wakes up. He's in the middle of the forest. He should have froze to death. Mark wakes up. Hell, he's gone already. Or Helena's gone already.
Yeah. I'll see here. I
wish I could go play this, but
I know.
comes out of nowhere.
But I think there's a tent. But he doesn't come from the tent though.
I didn't see a tent. I just saw this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that the tent? I just thought that was
no.
the
It's
background,
the same.
right?
Yeah, it's the same as theirs. I didn't even see that.
Because you see how it's like this, like that's kind of almost like a scene, like I don't know, a projection.
Mm-hmm.
Why did she come out to the fire to the waterfall?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? What's the reason for her coming to?
I was asking myself the same thing.
No idea.
Some kind of connection to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, trying to feel something.
because she's smiling.
Feel
So she's had a good night.
emotion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she's going to tell Mark. I think she was going to open up and tell him.
Contemplating about it.
Yep, I think she was going to tell him all the truth. Dr. Deb says maybe it reminds her of a real waterfall.
No, I'm more with you. Maybe she was gonna tell the truth, man, because she got that good Mark, and she was like, you know what, Mark did
That's what she said.
properly. I'm gonna have to tell him the truth.
If you keep wanting more,
she got that good.
Oh man. This would be like if it was in a regular house, you'll be making some eggs and some bacon.
Oh,
some
100%.
pancakes.
Can I do it? You need anything else, baby? What you need? I got you.
Oh, here.
Man.
I'm gonna share my screen, so I might pause for a little bit or lag, but here I think you can see everything that I was talking about. So you see the tent in the background here, but he doesn't come from the tent. He comes from around the corner.
That's one of all these triangles that we're seeing. I wonder if they're the scene that we didn't know.
I was already getting laggy.
The background. But Irv looked like he figured it all out. I got it. I know what's going on. She looks so happy and content, and he's coming to get her. So what's wrong with you? Why are you here? He said, I almost froze to death.
I don't know. You probably can't get it. That scene where she's in the four. I think you might have had it up already. And then he's like in the back, in between trees, like all creepy looking, like, and he just like slides into it, like, yeah. I was that's so good. Like, it's so creepy and it
remind me of what Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, when he's
he's that one who just pops up all the time. Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely has something on his mind. And I don't think she wanted to tell him, but I think she definitely wanted to tell Mark.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, look how close he got. He's getting real creepy. This is some creepy vibes for real.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah. The uncomfortable level was off the charts. The build up was just crazy.
I mean, he just grabs her. Look at the face. He grabs her. Looks like Elgin from
trying to manhandle the woman, you know what I mean? Wow.
And here's the shot right here.
Oh, there goes the tent. Yeah,
there's the tent. Blue. There's the 3, the blue ones. There's the white one. But he came running from out here.
He came from somewhere else, so it's like, yeah.
So I don't know. But they go running. Milchek, he can run. Leaving everybody behind.
Poor Dylan. Oh man, look how that psycho.
Turn her back.
Yeah. Oh man, he just, like Brandman said earlier, he showed how great of an actor he is, man. And like, yeah,
dude, that was crazy. And you see Dylan like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?" Miss Milchek is like, "What the f is going on?" He saw his life flash before his eyes.
Pretty much.
Dr. Deb says, "Y'all giving Helena more grits than I am. I think she was quite pleased with herself. Like she won. She got what Helly wanted for herself." You know what? I can see that too. I can see that. Being a guy, I don't think that way, but you're probably right. That's probably exactly what you think. I'm always trying to think of give women the benefit of the doubt. You guys are perfect. And then we're the messed up ones. so that's why maybe I've been trained. I don't know. That's bad.
No, you ain't wrong on that one. You ain't wrong on that one.
So stole what Helly had even. Yeah. Deb, that will suit what I've been seeing of her personality. So all you guys, all the women figured it out.
Right?
You're probably right, Dr. Deb. She has some psychological damage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you guys all figured it out, but us guys are stupid. This is how it goes.
Fault somehow.
No, she's okay. Somehow we fault. We're wrong. Somehow Mark did it wrong. I don't know. Totally, she's sociopath. But Milchek is like, he is worried. He said, "She's an Audi. Irv, you stop now. Stop it. There's nothing. What are you gonna do from running?" He's just drowning her. Can you imagine having to do this scene?
Oh man,
yeah.
I couldn't imagine having to do that and be physically like that. And how Mark is just, I don't know. I couldn't imagine having to even film it. But Dylan's saying, "Stop, please." Everyone is just screaming at him. Wow. And he says, "Milchek, remove the Glasgow block now."
Yep.
What the hell is that?
What was it? Was it the Glasgow or just? I thought it was this glass door.
It's a Glasgow block.
The glass.
Yeah, the Glasgow block.
Yeah.
GLASGOW. So I don't know. So what is that? I'm sure that means something more.
Yeah, I thought he would say. See, that's interesting. The whole time I thought he said glass door, Glasgow. So that's interesting.
Oh wow! Here we go. Dwayne says, "The Glasgow block is a scale for coma severity." Wow.
Bring it up.
Okay, that's awesome. That's incredible.
Okay.
Oh,
that's interesting. I like that.
Deb's right too.
That's awesome.
That's Deb's right too. Glasgow block is one of the options listed on the OTC in the security room.
Oh, no shit.
That's true. That's right. I remember that. So it was
there. Yeah.
It was one of the words on the knobs of the old security room. Exactly. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, doing say
In real
IRL. Yeah,
life.
yeah, real life. Makes sense.
Yeah, when he did the OTC,
yeah.
the overtime contingency.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for the info. Yeah.
Ew. Dwayne, that was amazing info. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because you're doing like the coma thing.
Because that's basically what they did.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
held
what
her
is
in a
Severance
coma.
besides being partially in a coma, I guess.
But that's what they did to Helly, right? She basically was in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
She has no idea what's going on. She has no idea where she is. And that's why when you see how they did this, even with the way they filmed this is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry. He's holding her and saying, I'm sorry. And everyone saw it and realized he was right. And Mark runs for Helly. And Milchick is pissed.
Yeah, he's gonna, like you say, he's gonna get into some major trouble.
Yeah,
Here.
definitely.
I'm gonna probably freeze again, but I wanted to show this real quick. Because especially the one that's seen that part that you're like, oh, it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Here, and then cut to this.
I was actually just watching the scene.
Oh,
again,
yeah, the Bobby for the apples and the water again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The pineapples. Oh, man. And Mark's right there, too.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
she's in the water. She's the one with her head in the water. So a lot of foreshadowing. So it's like now I got to go back and watch that whole clip because I think these writers, like, they do a lot of like foreshadowing. They did it in season 1, and a lot of us missed it on our first viewing, but now, I think we need to be smarter and go back and watch things and get ready for stuff. So, yeah.
So the acting and filming were incredible.
Yeah.
Miss Casey Gemma could be in a coma too. It's like every episode is a season finale, especially this one. That's what I said. I was like, this is episode 4, and you gave me a season finale type of filming. What the hell? I was so floored while watching. I'm like, what the hell? How do you do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a long week. That's the first thing I said. I was like, how I gotta wait 7 more days? Yeah. 7 whole days? That's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like, it doesn't even make sense having to wait this long. The good thing is we watching it week to week instead of binging is you catch more of the detail from week to week. And we do because we go back and watch it multiple times.
Yeah. And also you're able to have conversations like this. You're able to sit down and talk to other people who enjoy the show and nitpick little things, you know what I mean? So when you binge it, it all happens all at once rather than taking it chunks at a time and enjoying each of those chunks, So,
and theorizing about what's happening next episode and all of that,
And what does it mean? Where they're foreshadowing things like that?
Yeah, like some things should be binged. Like some things you should put out all at once and let it sit. And there's other things that you need to allow to have weekly episodes.
Yeah,
especially
shows like
when it's
Cobra
too much
Kai.
detail.
Cobra Kai, that you know what I mean. You can binge those type of shows, but something like this, like a mystery box show, it has to be weekly.
Because there's so many details that you don't see. They're doing a phenomenal job. So I read something in one of the groups that said this is one of the worst seasons that they've had. Like, I've hated every episode this season. And I'm like, what the hell are you watching?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
The writing's so bad, and I damn near lost my mind when I read that. It's like last episode sucked. This one just was even more worse. I was like,
it's the most detailed I've ever seen. Like a show, like it's on. Once again, it's on the level of From. Where everything you see is actually meant something else there, and you have to really break it down. That's how good this show has been.
Yeah.
It's funny because I went back just a while and I was like, yeah, how did they know his name, Seth? And it's because Helena called it out first.
Yeah, she said, Seth,
she said, do it. She
Yeah,
said
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's the most money Apple spent on a series. It has to be, right? This is like this is amazing. I mean, even the scenes, the outside, the acting, like you got real actors for this stuff. Everything is so well done.
Yeah.
I agree with Tank on that note. Thanks so much, guys, for doing this. I enjoy it at least as much as the last episode, if not more. Appreciate that, Dr. Deb.
Yeah, thank you, Dr.
Some people
Deb.
just like to breathe a contrarian just because. Yeah.
I mean, I get it's subjective though.
It's too cerebral for some people.
Yeah, it might just be too much for some people, and it's subjective. Like, so I'm not gonna say like, oh, you're stupid, but also part of me is like for real, like
I just don't understand what you're saying. That's all.
Yeah, I don't get it sometimes.
I can understand maybe them not liking the season or whatever, but to say the writing is bad, I don't see that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's just not true.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
So Milchek says Irving B stand, and he fires him on the spot. Dylan's in there once again, looking lost and upset. And he tells him, hey, don't worry about me. Just remember to hang in there. I think that's really going to stick with Dylan a lot.
But you see, he's like, we need to, cut him off now. So it's like, are they going to kill him? Is it just the innie? Like, are they going to switch it and the outie's going to be standing there? I'm like, and when it ended, I was like, oh, you really ended like this, man. I was cursing, bro. I was cursing.
Didn't it? It was amazing seeing how the no fear, like the outie him, the real guy took over.
Yeah, that face to face there where they're looking at each other like that. Yeah, that was awesome.
That's why I took the thumbnail from this one.
Yeah,
I thought
that was awesome. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Milchek is he ain't got no punk in him either, guys.
No. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no fear. I wouldn't be surprised if he's ex-military too.
I was just gonna say, I wonder. I want more of his backstory. I wonder if he's ex-military.
Because he's always you see him most of the times he's smiling and grinning like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this, but yeah, he don't play around still. He don't play around.
So I mean, he looked like he wanted to punch him first. He says goodbye, and you see this huge cabin between Dylan and the rest of them, right? And I think that he's going to feel that going without Irving anymore. He's disconnected. He disconnected himself. He put his own needs in front of everybody else. How does he come back on the next episode? I wonder that. So your file, including any professional interactions, will all be destroyed. It will be as if you never existed, Irving B.
Which kind of made me think, oh, are they going to erase like the innies, even like their memory of him? You know what I mean? Because they're saying we're not going to even make it seem like you existed, then they're probably going to do something where the innies don't even know he existed. Going to erase their memories of him.
I thought the same exact thing. Like how much control of their memories do they have?
Do you have? Yeah.
I saw somewhere they spent 5 weeks filming this episode.
Wow.
Actually in the elements. So what's Irv's plan? He's working on something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because the first thing, like when this episode finished, like me and my girlfriend were like, he's not done. Like they're just not gonna like, oh, he's not on the show anymore. I'm like, no,
he's gonna be there still.
Yeah, like Audi Irv is
he's still so important.
Yeah. Well, I think he's in it more than we know so far. So
hang in there felt more important, but I don't know why. What wasn't Dylan? Dylan's the one that brought Irv back. He's the one who convinced him to not kill himself as any self. So that connection is huge. and he knows that he was kind of standoffish in the first season a little bit from everybody until they really start to come together. And so without him, you feel like that connection is going to be tough for him. How's he going to be able to handle it? And I think that he was saying hang in there was important for him to remember. The last words he spoke to me was to hang in there, to do it for me, not just for you and your feelings. So Irving seemed at peace. He didn't want to live without Bert anyway.
Yeah,
that's what it says on the poster. Dylan is holding the button in the break room. Keisha, I'm not sure beyond that though. Keisha, someone is probably going to hang themselves or be found that way.
Ooh,
wow.
Yeah,
it's a good catch, guys. Jeez, it did make me think of Helly's attempt last season. You may be right. Oh, good Lord. I hope you're not. I don't need that. That would be so sad if we see innies forgetting Irving. That'd be a horrible thought. But guess what? I think Dylan won't forget. Like he has something gnawing at him.
I think it'll be Mark with the integration stuff.
Yeah. I was just gonna get to that. Mark. Because if they delete it, but he gets reintegrated, do all the memories come in? So like, does Mark go find Outie Irv and then some crazy shit happens because now Irv still has a connection to the innies through Mark and being reintegrated?
That's a good question. What if next episode we only get Outie Mark and have to wait another week to get back into the innies? Would you be ready?
We might. Yeah. I could see them doing that 100%.
It makes sense.
Because they did that with episode 1 and 2. One was all the innies, and the next one was all the outies.
Yeah.
Episode 3 was a back and forth. And episode 4, we got the innies again. So is next one gonna be just all outies?
It makes sense. It would definitely make sense if they do that, because we got no outie whatsoever, right? And the last episode ended with them doing this crap to Mark, and we don't know why he took so long, or you know what I mean, why he wasn't integrated properly. So yeah, they might actually go back to that.
Yeah, because I could see that happening too, because it could lead up from episode 3 to how episode 4 starts. So like the next episode would be that in between stuff that we haven't got. The same thing would happen in from episode 1 to 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So we still don't even know why Bert was following Irvin that time too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or does he remember something part of Bert?
Exactly.
Irvin?
Yeah. But even the way the episode ends was with Irv becoming the innie. So it does the zoom out thing or whatever the zooming thing does on the face. But then it ends with Irv
closes his eyes
like not like being brought back into the outie, so it's like it's so good.
Beginning with Irv and you end with Irv.
But it's also like it starts off with Irv being confused and like freaked out, and then it ends with Irv just being
totally in control and yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, wait another week to get back to these. Maybe Bert left a note on a picture on the back of a poster, like PD had left a map for Mark. That'd be interesting. I wonder if we'll get to see this trip from the outie perspective.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
And that's an awesome thought, Nikisha.
Yeah.
I mean, Irving left the note, not Bert, but yeah, we got Irving left the note on the poster for them.
I feel like they're gonna have to do something with that.
Yeah.
Has anyone read the Lexington letter? Yeah, the bunch of emails between the ex-employees and an reporter. So they haven't, but I have. But I don't want to bring all stuff, and it's all because of Nikisha. And she actually reminded me on Thursday, and that's what.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta check it out.
She says, if Mark and Helena see each other outside, will he know what they did? How can he play that off if he does?
Yeah, especially if it becomes reintegrated.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if she's pregnant. What if she has to come back in and say, "You're not allowed here," and she's like, "I have something I have to tell you. I'm pregnant," and that's the end of the season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Deb, I only thought that because you mentioned the poster. Yeah, good team. Exactly. So he's about to give the letter link up. Yeah. Because you need that. We need to pay attention to it, and then we should talk about it. We could start off next week talking about the Lexington letter. If the next episode is not unbelievably great again, and then we have to like jump in right away. But yeah, I think we need to.
Yeah.
I'll check it out for sure.
Okay. All right, so this is our recap from episode 4 of Severance, guys. Thank you so much for being here, talking about all these great things. This episode, as we said, is amazing, beginning with Irving, ending with Irving, and hopefully we get more any Irving this season, and it's not ending here. So, thank you guys for being in the comments. Anzo, can you shout your channel one more time because I didn't have you do it at the beginning? If anyone doesn't know who it is.
Absolutely. Bigger Ford Entertainment. Check out my channel. Just put a video up there about the Bo DeMeo stuff, which is very interesting. So check that out. But yeah, appreciate having you guys. Fun. Always a pleasure.
Oh, man. Always appreciate when you come on, man.
Yeah, I hang out with Anzo almost as much as I hang out with Tank. It's crazy.
I know, right?
It's crazy for real.
Yeah. And also I want to give a shout out to I know at one point we had a lot of viewers in here.
Yeah.
So if you're watching on the replay or you're in the live chat, thank you all the new people. We always appreciate all the new people coming in and Dwayne, dropping some awesome info on us.
It was a lot of fun. You guys were so great. All your comments were so good this time, guys.
Yeah, that's why we do it. It's for you guys. It's entertainment. Like as much as you guys have fun watching us, we have as much fun chilling and talking with you guys. So,
oh yeah, 100%,
absolutely,
yeah. So
thanks, Dwayne. Hope you come back. Yeah,
all old and new viewers, we appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us.
Well, thank you guys for another great stream, another great episode. Love hanging out, talking Severance with y'all. 100%. Thank you guys. We will be back here on Saturday doing it again for the next episode. I can't believe we got to wait to Saturday. I wish I could say we coming back tomorrow, but we gotta wait all the way to Saturday. But we go live on Mondays and Thursdays, talking about all TV shows, talking about movies, talking about any trailers reactions. So we do that from 9:30 to midnight usually on Mondays and Thursdays. And we'll be back here on Saturday doing the same thing. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Later.